we are halfway through the Pluto and Capricorn cycle, which began in 2008 and continues to 2024. And Pluto and Capricorn is a lot about deconstruction of the patriarchy, of business, of old ways of doing work in the world. And it's a lot about killing off the inner tyrant. Generally speaking, Pluto stations, and Pluto's going to go direct on September 28th, bring up a promise or a problem. So last April, you may have noticed an issue that appeared in your life that perhaps on some level went underground, but is now going to be back in your face full force. And this can be both a positive situation or a negative one. Now for a negative, when we talk about negative, it's really about deconstructing the inner tyrant. So wherever you've kind of held on to a conceptual reality and a consensus reality, perhaps that may need to be bust wide open. And again, we obviously see tyrants in our life in many areas of life, so now is the time to decimate them from our consciousness so that we actually create a new world. Now, depending on your sign, where is this deconstruction happening? Again, now if you've done the work so far, it's a lot about bringing you into a more powerful role in your life. But if you haven't done it, you're going to hear Pluto knocking on your door. So heads up, you can't miss what this transit is about. With Aries, it's about a whole new career path. More than likely, you've struggled with where you're going to be. You might have ended one career and begun another. If you're still in an old career that no longer works for you, this may be the time to step away from it, or that job may be taken away from you. Taurus, it's a lot about changing your world beliefs. It's very much the international component and the spiritual component. In a negative form, you can see a lot about your inner prejudices and cultural, cultural problems. And so this is the time to get rid of the religious or cultural imprint and take the truth into your own hands. Gemini, it's a lot about your partner, a business partner. Again, if you're doing the right work now or in the right relationship, this is a very fruitful time where you can actually make a lot of money. But if, again, in bed with the wrong person or not in the right industry, you're going to sort of see these problems coming to roost. This has a lot to do with the financial markets as well, because going back to 2008, we saw a deconstruction of that area, but it actually didn't fully upend, and so it was kind of artificially propped up. And as we head towards 2024, we're going to see a lot of these things falling apart. Cancer, you have Pluto in your life in the form of a significant other. So it's either a very mesmerizing relationship, or if it's run its course, this is probably when the relationship is dying off and it's time to move on. With Leo, a lot about changing your work and finding work that has meaning, but also that you feel that you can access your power. For some Leos, if they have not dealt with certain issues, sometimes it shows up as a health issue. But again, I want to tell you that basically you probably know what it is. So you may have encountered it already over the last couple of years. Again, April, September. Virgo, your creative input. It also is, if you want to get pregnant, it's a great time for Virgos to get pregnant, because Pluto is about transformation in all forms. Libra, it may be about moving away from your family. This is the time to either do a residential move. It's a lot about killing off the mom. So again, if you're still aligned to her ideology, and especially if she was abusive, it's time to let this go. Scorpio, you may have been dealing with issues with siblings, and a lot about your mindset. And again, in Capricorn, it might be ideas that were imprinted in you that really no longer have value for you. So it's getting in touch with your personal inner truth. Sagittarius, it's a time to start making some money. Again, ideally if you're in the right profession. If you're not, you may find you're struggling with your financial life. Capricorn, you've probably been living with this for a while. Capricorn is saying, I'm an entirely new person. And Capricorn does like to maintain the status quo and follow the pyramid scheme. And basically, you can't do that anymore. Maybe it was the 1950s, that's fine, but that doesn't work for our era. Aquarius, dealing a lot with your demons. If you have any addictive issues, they may come up at this time. But it's also about going deep and saying, Aquarius wants to be sort of one love and humanitarian, but behind them is oftentimes in their inner self is a very conservative person. So actually getting in touch with that conservative voice. And lastly, with Pisces, developing again your online presence, your community. You can really develop a whole new tribe, and this is where eventually you become the leader of a group as opposed to the follower. So for all of us, I'm saying, you know, at this point with Pluto, and we've been dealing with it for a while, you know that Pluto isn't playing. So if you've had a very significant change in your life, it's probably done. So don't expect another shoe to drop. But for those who have not encountered that in this area of their life, that has been explained, be open. You're going to know what it is. As I said, April and September, April and September. So stand up to that inner tyrant, stand up to the outer tyrant, and grow up into adulthood. I'm Patrice Kamens. Thanks for watching.